Hello. Hi, I'm Puno. Hi, my name is Puno. You know when you get asked, so what do you do? And you're just like, because the real answer is, well, I design websites, I run a business, I teach, I have an agency, I make content, I take photos of my cat. I used to think that was a problem. And a lot of times people would say, man, Puno, if you really just picked one thing, master of none, blah, 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 blah. Well, here's the thing. I feel like I did it, so I can say that being a multi-hyphenate is not a flaw. It's a framework. I call it being a slashie. A slashie is someone who builds a creative life with all of their identities. And instead of choosing one, slashies connect them. Some people are like, that sounds like chaos. And it's not chaos, it's data. It's all the different versions of you showing you what works. My slashie journey, you would say, started when I was born because I was a Gemini. But I think that really my slashie journey started officially when I got laid off from my advertising job. Because at that point, I really had to try a lot of different things because I just needed a job. So I did UX design, graphic design, web design, all like in the design world. Then I got into video games, worked at Activision for a little bit. And then when I quit that, I went super hard on Slashie life because I had just turned 27. And I don't know about any of you. If you're going through that right now, it is a real thing. You're just like, what am I doing with my life? And my answer to that was, I need to try it all. So I tried everything. I tried being a stylist, a photographer. I started making a business, built an app, decided to start doing web design, and then made another app, called that one People Map, then made I Love Creatives. Then started up I Love Creative Studio, our agency, and did some content creation on the side. Each one wasn't a pivot, it was a rabbit hole. It was a rabbit hole into the ecosystem of my slashiness. The framework: content, community, creative income. So here's how I started making sense of it all. I realized that every slashie project that I worked on followed this pattern. It was content, community, and then creative income. So let's break down each one of these. Content, this builds visibility. I started with Instagram. Back in 2013, I was like, I'm going to start an Instagram account for my personal, for myself, and then I'm going to start an Instagram account for my business, which at the time was Made with Map. At the time, I didn't really know what I was doing. I never really know what I'm doing, but my content was never just content. I mean, in the beginning it was. I swear I took just photos of parrots and I posted that. But I started actually using it to play, especially on my personal one. And while I didn't have like a content strategy, I was always talking about things that I cared about. I really thought about the caption. I just wanted to say something that I would say to a friend. And I feel like at that point, people didn't just follow, they actually related to me. And that's that moment when content turns from look at me to, oh, we are same. We same. I gotta say, I made a lot of good friends during that Instagram era. There's some solid ones that came out of that. And that leads me to number 2, which is community. It's building belonging. That's when the emails started coming in, the DMs started coming in, people telling me like, oh my gosh, I feel this too. I'm a slashie too. And that's when I realized that content creates connection, but community is the thing that builds belonging. The other piece of content that I started doing was with I Love Creatives. So I Love Creatives didn't start off as online courses. It actually started as kind of like a Craigslist for creative people. And we put out a newsletter every week since 2014. And every week it was jobs, events, happenings. It was literally like a Craigslist for creative people. And it still is going on right now. You can subscribe to the newsletter if you'd like. That content wasn't any other job posting newsletter. It was tapping into this group of people that I call slashies, digital creatives. They know what they want to do, but sometimes they're doing something new. Sometimes they're quitting. Sometimes they're trying things. It's just slashies. Even today, I don't know how to really describe it, but if you subscribe to the newsletter and you open it and you're like, that's very interesting, or I have a friend that would be interested in that, like you're our people. That piece of content was relatable. And that piece of content helped us grow I Love Creatives. And look, I didn't just start out with a community. I didn't have 10,000 people following me out of the gate or whatever that 1,000 number that people throw out there. I had two, and I added about 16 of them without their consent, but I think they're okay with it. I feel like our newsletter was such a great thing, and I don't know how we would have built I Love Creatives without it. But I also think it's the comments section. It's the in person events that you do. It's that 3-person workshop that I had. But those people are still people I talk to all the time. The goal isn't to scale. Of course, we want to scale, but how do you scale? It's to create belonging. It's to create those moments where people can recognize themselves in what you're creating and the other people who are also in your community. And the I Love Creatives community is so strong because we're all learning together. We're all trying something that we've been wanting to try for years and finally just decided to do it and are surrounded by people who also want to learn Squarespace or copywriting or 3D Blender or graphic design. And that leads me to number 3, creative income builds sustainability. So once you have visibility and belonging, then you can talk about monetizing sustainably. And for me, that looks like a lot of different things. And it wasn't always really apparent to me from the beginning. In the beginning, there were like templates and tools, and sometimes they were even collaborations with brands who aligned with what we were doing. So they were job ads, they were freelancing clients, events, and then eventually they turned into courses. And it seems like, oh wow, there's so much random shit happening. But actually, each new income stream came from listening to our community. And I'm gonna be honest, not all of them panned out, but we got to experiment. We got to tell our community what we thought was cool. And sometimes they're like, I don't want to pay for that. And you're like, okay, noted. But it all went to the same place and it all fueled the entire community and the content all together. And that's where the playbook comes in. The Slashie playbook isn't just about do more, do lots of things. It's about creating a system that connects everything that you already do. So let's break it down. Step 1, map your slashes. Write out all of your current roles, whether it's a photographer, designer, copywriter, Squarespace designer, content creator, photographer, all of them. Then next to each, you can ask, what are my deal breakers and deal makers about this thing? What do I love about this? What drains me? And you're going to start seeing patterns, and those are your core themes. Then step 2, you're going to create your content anchor. So pick one story or idea that you keep coming back to. That's your content anchor. And you build from there. In the beginning, I thought, I know that I like creatives. I love creatives. I want to help creatives find each other because I feel like it's really hard to find more people like us. And then I realized after helping them find each other, I was like, oh, but wait, they actually want to keep doing this forever. So how do we help creatives make a living doing what they love? Your content anchor is going to evolve. That's going to change as you get new information, but it's a great place to start. Then comes step 3, build micro community moments. So I am not a launch girly. Like, no. I do not have high expectations about launches or viral moments. It's all about micro moments for me. Micro moments for me include Q&As, email replies, making a social post about it, making a blog post about it, maybe putting it in the newsletter, maybe doing a brand collaboration where I'm talking about it like this. I always love talking about Slashies, and Adobe Max is letting me talk about it. Every connection point is community building. And then step 4, experiment with creative income streams. Trying to monetize everything at once is a lot. So just start with one offer that feels really aligned with your audience and your lifestyle, and you're good to go. Because look, this is a lifestyle business at the end of the day. And if you're like, what's that? We need to do another talk. Start with what feels aligned with your audience and your lifestyle. That is a lifestyle business. Creatives build lifestyle businesses. You are not here to scale like a startup. You are building a lifestyle business. So in closing, Let's embrace your slashiness. Here's my challenge for you. Instead of asking, what's my one thing? Ask, how do my slashes work together? Your creativity isn't chaos. Your creativity is not fragmented. It is multidimensional. And the more you connect your identities, the more rabbit holes you make to other identities, the more sustainable your creative life is going to become. I've kind of always felt guilty all my life about being a slashie until I was finally like, being a slashie is not a flaw. It's my framework. Thank you so much, everybody. If you're like, yeah, me too, please let me know in Instagram. I'm Puno dos tres on Instagram. Say hi, let me know. Let's connect. Let's be community. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you later. See ya. Bye, slashes.